What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a unboxing, or kind of an unboxing. All these models have been unboxed already, but I'm going to show you guys all the new models I've gotten for February 2026. I think this might be all of them. Maybe I'm missing one or two. I honestly cannot remember. But I do have a good bit of planes here. There are a total of 8 currently sitting here. I do think that is it. I don't think there are any more. So without further ado, we're gonna get started. First one here is this JC Wings China Southern Shorts 360. So I'm gonna go and get this thing opened. Show you guys kind of what's inside. This model is a was kind of really difficult to come across. I think Jet Collector might have one left. Let me just put this box back together and we'll get straight to the model. Yeah, this one was one that I had wanted for a while. So here it is. It is very small. But yeah, it's just a China Southern Shorts 360. They retired these a long time ago, but it's in the same livery as they always were in, so that's really cool. So we got that one. And this one is going to be definitely way shorter than the other ones, than the last one we did. Okay, we're going to put that one there. So the next one is one that we're going to back it up to here. Because, yeah. The next one is one that I'm really excited to get my hands on. This is the 3D design deck. NetJets Global 5000. This was the newest release. This was a very new release, actually. I pre-ordered this, though, back in November, and it finally got here. And it was so good, I actually bought two more. I bought another global, but it's not the it's not this one. It's the it's not this one. It is the VistaJet one. So it was the other like charter business jet one that they released. So there's that. That one is really okay. We'll worry about that one. Let's get to this model, because this one is something that is very good. We have not gotten a lot of, like, global business. We don't get a lot of business jets in 400 scale anyway. But yeah, that one looks absolutely stunning. Very good detail on it. Definitely one of my favorite planes, and really excited to get the VistaJet one, and I also ordered the ExoJet one, which was a CRJ 200, which is a business jet. So that one's really, really exciting. So we're going to put that one there. I do love these business jets, and I'm definitely going to be getting more of them in the future. Now we have one that's a classic. This is the Lockheed L100 from Gemini Jets back in 2005. This one is a classic release. There it is inside the cradle. Just this up. This one is absolutely classic. I got it from Squatchy's Diecast Hanger. So yeah, just an absolute classic model, and one that was very impressive. To see when I got it, I was actually very impressed with this. It looks very nice. So here it is. Yeah, these were actually used back in the 60s with Alaska to carry, like, oil rig supplies and whatnot. Now, something interesting is that it has the Gemini Max print on the bottom of it, and it has rolling wheels. The wheels actually roll, which is crazy for a 2005 release of a model. But yeah, this thing is awesome. Definitely recommend. I got it from Squatchy's iCast for $17. So yeah, definitely a good plane. I want more L100s. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, that's the Alaska. So now we're gonna move on to the next one. This next model is one that is really, really cool. It's one that I was honestly shocked to find, and I knew I had to get it immediately. It's this Nordwind 737-800, and I already took it out of the box. It's right here. This one has some defects. Now, as you guys can see, let me just put the box back together. It's a good model, and I'm glad I have it. When I got it, the engine, I believe it was the right engine, left engine. This engine was totally, was like detached. And just look at the front, nose gear. It's kind of off the side, but whatever. It's a great looking model. Really glad to have it because it is a, important plane for the Russia scene because this is a very common Russian airline. So there's that. There's the Nordwind, and I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit on these because we're going to put the big heavy ones in the back. So now we have 4 heavyweights. We're going to start with the smallest one. This is the Russian government Il-96. This is the newest Phoenix models release, which is a great looking plane. And it has this one. Every Phoenix model that I've gotten has some sort of defect on it, and it's quite sad. This one, the antenna is very loose, so I need to glue it back together, but I'm kind of scared to. But so, thankfully, the antenna stayed on. Here it is. The antenna is in. It is in the plane, which is great. So this is the Russian government's Il-96 300. So this one is not Putin's plane directly, but this one is one that is used by like the Russian government for like diplomatic stuff and for like ambassador transport and whatnot. So here it is. Great looking model. Absolutely stunning. I want the PU version, which is the version that Putin flies. But this one is good and way more common. This one, for example, flew with Putin's flights to, and this airplane actually, this registration, flew with Putin's flight to Anchorage, Alaska, last year. So that's really cool stuff. But yeah, so there's that one. We're just going to put it right there. The Rossiya Il-96 300. And so now we have 3 more planes. We're going to get the other Russian one out of the way. We have the Transaero 747-400 in the Flight of Hope livery, I believe it is. And this one is by Phoenix Models. I actually got this one in the mail today, as of the day I'm filming this. But here it is, and this thing is gorgeous. So let me get it out of the box. Again, Phoenix model, it does have a couple of slight, like, blemishes on it, but you know what? I don't really care, in all honesty. It is such a great looking plane. Transaero is a really cool airline. Shame it went away because it is such a cool airline. In Russia, they flew 777s, 747s, and Tu-214s and 737-800s. And then I think they also had orders for the 748 and the 777-300ER, so that's really cool. Or not 777-300ER, the A380, the 748 and the A380, which would have made this like probably the most unhinged carrier in Russia. But yeah, so that is Transaero. Really, really cool. Yeah, this one I highly recommend. I don't even know if it's still available, but it's such a good looking airplane. I'm going to move this piece over here. We're going to put that one here because now we got 2 more heavies. So we're actually going to get this one on the bottom real quick first because it is slightly smaller, but we have the JC Wings Ukraine International 777-200, which is a very interesting model. So this one, I actually, when I got it, it was like totally broken. Like, both wings were detached. Trying to remember what else was attached on this thing. I got it from a Waffle Collectibles collection sale, and it was in some rough shape, let's just say. But I got it fixed up, and it looks better now. You guys can see there's obviously a seam right there that looks pretty bad, but it's okay. It's not too bad. I think it's a pretty good model. Let me just put this back real quick, this box. But yeah, that's the Ukraine International 777-200. There's the other side. This one looks really cool. Really glad to have. I already had like 2 Ukrainian planes at the Antonovs, the 124 and the 225, but this one was such a good one to get, and it was in the Waffle Collectibles collection sale, so I was like, sure. And so there's always a gamble with that. You never know if it's what quality the plane's going to be, but sometimes you'll get a good one, and sometimes you'll get an A one. But, yeah, so now let's get to this one. This is the NG Light China Eastern 777-300ER in the Shanghai Museum livery. You guys can see it right there, Shanghai Museum. This one is a really good deal. So, it comes with a stand too. I'm not going to get it out, but it looks cool. I forgot actually that stand was in there. Yeah, and again, NG Light's like $35 for a plane, but they are really good. Really, really good models that I would strongly recommend, especially if you're on a budget like me. You know, and small details, they don't really matter that much. And the reason I got this one was because I got it when I got that Schwartz, and that Schwartz was like $50. And I'm like, I can't justify paying $50 for a little plane like that. So I decided I was going to get something that was another jet that was a little cheaper to offset that cost. And I got the China Eastern, which I do not regret one bit. This thing looks sick. Really glad to have a better China Eastern Heavy than my A330-300 from, like, I don't know when it was released, like early 2000s. By Dragon Models, but this one is really, really sick. It's got, I mean, even on the, even though it's just an NG Light one, so it doesn't have like aerials or anything, it looks really much like a classic Gemini release. It still has really good detail, especially when it comes to like the livery back here. So yeah, that one is really cool. Now it lacks a stand hole. I don't really care. It does come with a stand, as I said, but it actually cradles the wings, which is weird. But yeah, so that is the last one. So those are the planes that I got for the month of February 2026. So I will give you guys already something, let you know for March that I will have. I already have 3 airplanes on order for March. I have an Aeroflot TU-204. I have the VistaJet Global, and I have an ExoJet CRJ200 by 3D Design Tech. And then we'll see more. My birthday's next month, so we'll see what I get. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. This one is really cool. It's a lot smaller. Again, we got some really cool stuff like that Global, which is one of my new favorite models. And I also really like that one. And the Transaero. But really, all of these across the board are really good. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.